Make more money by doing less, by selling less stuff, by focusing on less things in your business. It is truly possible, and I am an example of how I was able to declutter my business to 2 offerings and reach my most profitable month as a result of doing that. What's up, business baddies? I'm Rima, and welcome to The Remix, where being overbooked is overrated and simple businesses are sexy. I hit my first 10K month less than 2 months ago, and I want to talk about what it was that I did, what mindset shifts I went through, and what changes I made in my business as a result of those mindset shifts that got me to that first 10K month. So let's get right into it. So these are the 3 mindset shifts that I made in my business to get me to that first $10,000 month. The first thing that I did in order to get to my first $10,000 month was to start thinking as if I was already there. Now, I know that this can come across a little bit cliche. I know there are a lot of conversations around the law of attraction and manifestation, which I do believe in, but this is a little bit different than just putting it out there into the world and just expecting it to passively come to me. That's not what manifestation is, and that's not what I'm talking about when I say I started behaving and thinking as if I was there. So what I mean by that is I started making decisions the way that I would imagine a 6-figure business owner would make a decision. Prime example, I started this YouTube channel and I wanted to create a lot more video content. So I thought about, okay, well, should I be editing my videos? And I immediately was like, no, a 6-figure business owner probably would not be editing their own videos because they would be freeing themselves up to do things within their zone of genius, or in other words, in the place that only they can uniquely play in their business. There are many people who are much more qualified than I am to edit my videos. So why would I waste valuable time on a task that is not in my zone of genius and will probably take me 5 times the amount of time to do as someone that I could hire to do that job? So I took some big risks. I hired people on, for example, now I have a bookkeeper, I have a wonderful video editor, and I also have a awesome growth manager. So my growth manager is basically someone who helps me post content to different platforms and track the insights that I'm getting from my audience there. And I took the risks in bringing on these people, even though I didn't know if I could fully afford it financially, because I imagine that this is what a 6-figure business owner would do. So I want to reiterate something that I just said. It was definitely a leap of faith. It was definitely uncomfortable. It was definitely a risk. But as soon as I did that, I was able to hit my first 10K month. And part of it was just the pressure of like, now you have more expenses, you need to pay them off. But most of it was just that I was now free to do the things that I was uniquely positioned to do, to go and make the sales, to go and, work with one-on-one clients and lock more people in, because I was able to spend more time on things like sales and content creation that I was uniquely positioned to do in my business, instead of worrying about my books or worrying about what my content looked like across various platforms. So that brings me to number 2. I kind of touched on it a little bit when I said that I wanted to think like a 6-figure business owner. Immediately, what became clear was that I needed to delegate. Entrepreneurs know there is literally not enough time in a day to do all the things that are required to do to grow our business. So I got really, really good at delegating. Actually, the book that really helped me understand what tasks to start delegating is Free to Focus by Michael Hyatt. So if you have not looked into this book as an entrepreneur, it is a 10 out of 10, highly recommend. This book helped me identify what was in my desire zone, or what a lot of other people in business call your zone of genius. These are the tasks in your business, like I mentioned earlier, that only you can do. So why would you be doing tasks that you could hire someone else to do, or that you could buy a software to kind of do automatically for you, if that is taking you away from doing the activities in your business that only you can do, and that will lead to more revenue and more sales and more impact in your business? So I got really unapologetic about delegating, and part of that was just coming out of the mindset of being a micromanager, coming out of the mindset of trying to control everything or make sure everything is perfect. if things were good enough, I accepted them. And that was something that really elevated me to the next level of my business, where I'm not as obsessed with perfection, but I'm obsessed with efficiency and making sure that I am free to work on the things that only I can work on. So number 2 is delegate, delegate, delegate as soon as possible. One of the books that I read was actually Michael Hyatt's World Class Assistant, which I highly recommend as well. If you're considering bringing on your first hire, an assistant is a great way to go. And in this book, he says that when people hire an assistant or hire on someone to help them in their business, they often say that they wish they'd done it 6 months earlier. And I know that that was definitely the case for me. So if anything, this might be your sign to go out and make that first hire. So last but not least, number 3 is something I say all the time. If you are familiar with my content, I am always saying less is more and more is less. This is a mantra that I've applied to pretty much every part of my life, and especially my business. I actually, in order to get to that first 10,000 month, I cut out some of my services. I was offering a few different one-on-one services. And at the time, this was kind of what my business model looked like. I had a mini course. It was a really affordable mini course. I had my online program, the Rebrand Experience, which I still have. And I had a few different packages for my one-on-one services. Now, it was still a little bit more minimal than what I see a lot of other business owners doing with their business, where they're selling several different products. It was still a relatively minimal business. But I asked myself a simple game-changing question of what can I remove so that I can focus on less things and do more with those fewer things. And so what I decided to do is basically look at my service, my one-on-one service offerings, because those were the most time consuming for me, and ask myself, how can I condense these things into one really premium, really high impact, high touch service? And so what that resulted in was me eliminating my monthly retainers altogether. There is no way to work with me at this point monthly anymore. I have my VIP experience, which is a 1 to 2 day fully intensive experience where I work one-on-one with overworked entrepreneurs on either branding or an online course. That is the only way to work with me one-on-one at this point in time. And it was a very risky decision because I was cutting a service that at the time was my main money maker. But I knew in my gut that it was taking away a lot of time for me in my business. And, time really is money. And I was leaving money on the table by not freeing myself up to spend more time growing my online program, for example. So the first decision I made was to get rid of my retainer services and replace them with VIP experiences. And I offer these VIP experiences at a premium price point because these clients are getting my one-on-one time. And on top of that, the turnaround is much faster and they're able to get their transformation much quicker. And then I basically took my mini course and added it to my online program. I want to talk a little bit about the world of digital products. If you are someone who is looking to create an online course or program, I have tons of videos on that. This is something that I'm constantly talking about. And you can go and check those out once this video is over because I think you'll get a lot of value from that. One thing I want to talk about with digital products is there is this desire for entrepreneurs to have so many of them. There are so many entrepreneurs who have this whole suite of digital products. And I think they believe that each digital product, whether it's, a workbook or a mini course or an online program, is going to target different segments of their audience. I think that's one belief that they hold. I also think that because there's not a lot of overhead expenses going into creating a digital product. So for example, for a workbook, there are no printing expenses because it's all digital. So you can go into a free account of Canva and just download your thoughts in your brain. Of course it takes time, of course it takes energy, but there's not a lot of overhead or any sometimes overhead expenses to selling a digital product. So I think that leads to a lot of creators making so many of them because they don't have to pay upfront, but these are things that can sell more passively in their business. I'm here to say that if you are someone who is doing this, you are probably leaving money on the table. why not just look at the bundle of services that you offer and condense them into one signature program? This is what I did. I had one mini course. Actually, the only reason I even created this mini course was so that I could infuse it into my online program. And I explain a little bit about that in this video. And it's because my students gave me feedback that there was a little bit of confusion between lessons 1 and lessons 2. So I'm like, let me go out and deliver this mini course. I'll get paid for it if anyone wants to join. But then as soon as that's done, I'm shutting it down and adding it to my rebrand experience program. I'm not going to sell it as a separate digital product. I made that decision because I just wanted one marketing funnel. I don't want to have to sell this and then sell this and then sell this and then sell this and put so much energy and type a caption leading to this product and type a caption leading to this product. When you do this, your business can get so tangled up. And so what I've found has been way more beneficial, and the numbers show and the money shows, is basically decluttering my business to only 2 things: my rebrand experience online program that is bringing in more passive income every month because I recorded the content one time and my students are able to get that impact and that transformation without me delivering it. I do have weekly coaching calls, and I want to say that because I've freed myself through this online program, I'm able to over deliver with my students because I have more time. So there's my rebrand experience online program, and then there are my VIP services. That's it. That is all I sell in my business, is those 2 things. And those 2 things got me to my first $10,000 month and will continue getting me to 10, 15, 20. I'm really excited to be saying this too, because I don't think that this is the mainstream conversation right now in business. I think in general, just in a capitalistic society, we have so much going on. There's always this and this product and this promotion, and this is only offered now, and there's just so much noise. And I'm here to offer a different approach. Just block out the noise and look at your business and examine, what are the most popular products that I offer? What are the most transformational programs that I offer, and how can I take the other things that I'm offering and maybe infuse them into that and just have one marketing funnel for this? Or maybe even just like me, kill the service altogether if you're doing it just because it's something that you think you should be doing versus something that you're actually excited to do. Okay, so I'm gonna reiterate all 3 of those game-changing moves in getting me to my first $10,000 month, because I know it was a lot of information. So step 1 is to just start thinking as if you're there. Tomorrow when you wake up, I want you to believe that you are a 6-figure business owner and go into your business with that lens. How would your decisions look differently if you believe that you were already a 6-figure business owner? If you are already a 6-figure business owner, then think about being a millionaire and what that would look like for you and your business. Number 2 is to delegate, delegate, delegate. If it is not in your zone of genius, figure out how to delegate that baby. And then last but not least, number 3, make more money by doing less, by selling less stuff, by focusing on less things in your business. It is truly possible. And I am an example of how I was able to declutter my business to 2 offerings and reach my most profitable month as a result of doing that. So thank you so much for watching. I really want to hear from you. Was anything surprising in this video? Are you already applying one of these 3 mindset shifts in your business? And what is the result? As always, thank you so much for watching, and tune in again next time.